All right, today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about items that sold over the weekend, but right now it is still the weekend. It's Sunday evening. It's just about to be 8 o'clock. The storage unit closes at 9 o'clock. I've got to be out of here in an hour, and I've got 13 orders to pack and get ready for shipment tomorrow. I'm taking off at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning to head up to Colorado to take a carload of stuff, half a carload of stuff, up to my son at college and just hang out with him for a day. Then I'm coming back home. It's going to be a whirlwind trip, but I need to get my orders packed up, and I've been super busy this weekend, so we're going to do this pretty fast. Might be a little bit sloppy, so forgive me. But before we get into all that, if it's your first time here, my name is Brian and I'm a reseller. I sell on eBay in the everything category. I sell pots, pans, just clothing, all sorts of stuff. You'll see it here in this video as we get it all packed up and ready to ship out tomorrow. I go to garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales to get inventory to sell on eBay for a profit. And I'll tell you about where I bought everything here, what I paid for it, and how much I sold it for, and we'll go from there. All right, let's get right into it. The first item that sold is this sieve strainer sauce. Had to know that was gonna happen. Give me 1 second and I'll be right back with you. All right, luckily these things are very sturdy. So it's called like a chamois, I don't know. There's a special name for it that I'm forgetting off the top of my head. Let's see if I have it in my description. Chinois, I don't know. Chinois. It's that thing that you use to make sauces with. So I picked this up. I believe this one cost me $4. It did at a local garage sale in my neighborhood, and I'm gonna get it packed up and out the door for $22.42 plus shipping on that one. All right, let's get it packed up. I already got a box ready here for it. I use used boxes, so I reuse them. And gotta get some packing paper in the bottom of the box. I'm gonna put that off to the side, and it's got a little strainer piece here. I don't know exactly what that's for. I have no idea, but it came with it, so I'm including it. Alright, we're not going to leave it assembled. We're going to pull it off the stand to get it in the box. Alright, we'll get a little more packing in there. I do have bubble wrap right up here, and I use a lot of bubble wrap, but when it comes to packing things, I like using paper because it conforms well, and it's quite a bit cheaper than bubble wrap. So that doesn't hurt either. So let's get that set in there. Now we can just kind of set this right in on the top there in a little gap. We'll get this guy wrapped up in a piece of paper. Get that in a gap right there, and then we'll finish packing it up. When you're packing your boxes, you want to make sure that you're packing them a little bit over full. That way, whenever you close the flaps and you're taping it up, you have pressure on it to keep everything sturdy and where it needs to be inside. It might seem like I'm using too much paper, but I promise you, not having broken items is a lot better than saving, 10 or 15 cents on paper. I'm going to put just a little bit more on there, actually. I will have a link to all my packing supplies in the description of the video. I'm not affiliated with anybody, but I do like to share the stuff that I'm using just in case. I've had a lot of questions about it in the past, but if anybody's curious, they will have a direct list of all the stuff that I'm using. That label is being a pain, so we're actually going to leave that shipping label on there, and the new shipping label is going to go right over the top of it. That way it's not bothering us. I'm going to spend a lot of time taking it off. No shake, no sound, perfect. All right, on to the next item. I've been selling a lot of these. I did leave these. I didn't adjust the price, and I left these in my store sale at 25% off that I've been running this weekend. It's a chainsaw depth gauge and flat file to file chainsaw teeth. I picked up 413 chainsaw accessories like this at a garage sale. Ended up paying 15 cents a piece for everything once I divided it all out, and I've been selling these particularly very well. What did this one sell for? $8.17. That's free shipping, so I'm only making a couple dollars profit, but I've got about 100 of this one item. Paid $60 for the whole bundle. Once I sell out of this one item, I will have more than doubled my money and still have a few hundred items to sell, and some of it for quite a bit more money than these guys right here. So pretty excited about that. And I'm just shipping these guys, put a little bit of bubble on them. Don't know that you even need the bubble really, but put it in a poly bag. Fold the top over, and then I'm rolling it over like this. When we get to the shipping portion, printing shipping labels, you'll see I'm just using the shipping label to hold the poly bag down, and that's been working really well. So 15 cents into $8.17 free shipping. I'll probably make about $2.50 on that one. Next item's pretty cool. I got this at an estate sale. I think it cost maybe $1. Maybe 50 cents, but it is a vintage. It is a King Worldwide Movers. It's an ink pen. It's a really cool ink pen that it's out of ink, but it is a bunch of writing paper, and it's from the desk of Sam Castleberry, which is the estate sale I was at, and it's got his name on it. They mailed him these. Really cool piece that I got at an estate sale. Actually, you know what? This one was in, this is a different estate sale that I'm thinking of. I remember this one. These cost me probably 10 cents for this. I picked up a shoebox full of stuff, just packed full of stuff for a couple bucks, and this was in there. Because this one's a little bit fragile, I'm going to put it in a box. I hadn't planned on that, but I am going to do that. This might be the perfect box right here. That is the perfect box. Oval picture frame box. This is a box. I have a lot of these boxes that my dad scavenges for me, and they come in handy a lot. I get a lot of weird sized boxes like this. Picture frame box. It's perfect for items like this. So, Pop, I appreciate the boxes. And slide that in there. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. I get a box like this, I'm like, man, what am I going to use that box for? For this. For this right here. that one up. Sold that for $9.67 plus shipping, by the way. Next one I picked up at an estate sale recently at a fill-a-basket sale. Had the little shopping baskets that you get like at a grocery store or something with the wire handles that meet in the middle. And picked up this Campbell's Soup Super Timer. Picked that up for, I got maybe 25 to 50 cents in it. Whole basket was 10 bucks and I had, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 items in these baskets. Bought 4 baskets full of stuff. But this is not worth much at all. So I'm going to say I paid a quarter for it. I sold it for $4.16 plus shipping, and I sold it to somebody whose last name is Campbell, the Campbell Soup Timer. Pretty cool. All right, let's see here. I don't know if I have a box I'd like to use for this one, but I see a used box. So what I'm probably going to do, I'll put it in this guy right here. I did buy some boxes new. These are 6x6x6 boxes. Once you get the exterior measurements, they're 777. I buy these at Walmart, on walmart.com, bulk. 25 at a time. They work pretty good. So we'll get a piece of paper. Kind of create a little cocoon down in there like that, and then we'll put another piece of paper on top, just like that. The thing is, this box, it's gonna be 5 or 6 ounces probably. All right. So 25 cents into $4.16 plus shipping. I did sell a set of irons, golf clubs, Adams Idea irons. I'd actually sold them before down in South Texas. I listed the wrong type of shaft on the irons. I listed senior flex, excuse me, and they were regular flex. And so took them back at my expense, about $10 to get them back. And then I sold them here locally to a gentleman. He messaged me and said, hey, I'm interested, I'm local, can I just, come pick them up and pay cash? And you're not supposed to go outside of eBay. Once you're in eBay, you're messaging in eBay, you're not supposed to go outside eBay. And I was like, man, I don't know how to talk to him about this with I don't know. So I just said, email me at, and I put my personal email address. And as soon as I hit send, and within a half a second, I got an auto reply that said, looks like you're, exchanging information you shouldn't be, don't go outside, eBay's policies, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, of course not. So I knew better, and I don't even know why I even attempted it, but just a stupid mistake. So I told the gentleman, I can't go outside of eBay. Here's what I can do. I ended the listing. I changed the shipping to local pickup only. I adjusted the price so that with tax, it was going to equal the price that he was asking to pay. And it worked out. So I met him later that day, just about 10 minutes from my house, and it's pretty cool. So he had his pickup code written down, and I just typed it in my phone as picked up, and I got my money. So, and he got his golf clubs, and it was a great deal. So sold those. I paid $10 for them and ended up selling them for $64, not plus shipping, local pickup. So next person bought 2 of those files, those chainsaw flat files with depth gauges. So I did that last week too, on my last weekend sale. If I sell one, I make about $2.80. If I sell 2, I make about $7, because the shipping only costs about 20 cents more to ship 2 than it does to ship 1. All right. Those guys in here. I'm not going to shrink wrap that one. I'm just thinking about it, and I'm wrapping it up tight inside the poly bag, so I actually don't really need a shrink wrapping. So there's that one. All right, so that one is 30 cents, into $16.34 free shipping. Next item is a pair of brand new pair of Joe's jeans. I'm not going to take them out of here. These are the Skinny Fit Kinetic, new with tags, black. I picked up at my local Goodwill for $10.50 and sold them for $44.17 plus shipping. Once we get to the shipping portion, I expect you'll see that I'm making some money on the shipping on these. So I sold 3 pieces of clothing, and they all sold right in a row, and all of them were pants. Kind of funny. Next item is this pair of women's Z Cavaricci vintage denim jeans. They have some little embellishments up here, and I pointed out there's some that are like, there's a couple pieces that are missing. Was that these? That might not have been these, but vintage Z Cavaricci jeans. Yeah, there's some pieces missing on the back leg there. I think somebody modified them themselves. They didn't come that way brand new. I've had these for probably about a year. I paid 50 cents for them at a garage sale where it was a reseller. She was engaged, about to get married, and her fiance was not digging the massive amounts of clothing she had all over their house as they were about to get married. So she had tons of stuff. I showed up as she was getting ready. She wasn't open yet. And paid 50 cents a piece for tons of jeans, some really cool jackets, all sorts of stuff. I ended up spending about 22 bucks with her, so I got like 44 pieces. Made some pretty good money on all of it, and still have a few pieces left over. And I did tell her, I was like, hey, I'm a reseller too. That's awesome. So, yeah. So we'll get these guys in a poly bag. So I paid 50 cents and I sold them for $8.91 plus shipping on sale. Just everything that you're seeing here is on a 25% off, because I did a store-wide 25% off sale this weekend, which was Friday morning through right now Sunday night. I'm not going to seal those up just yet, so I make sure I'm shipping the right ones. And then the next item that sold, another pair of pants, piece of clothing, are these Fly Racing size 30 pants, red black motocross F16. I picked them up for, these were on half off, I believe, whenever I picked them up, and so I got them for about like $6 and ended up selling them for $22.42 on sale plus shipping. So that was a pretty good one. Anytime I'm at a thrift store and I see something unique like that, I'm paying attention to it, because a lot of times it's worth money. They're in really, really good condition. So I knew the right buyer would come along, and finally they did. I've had those for probably about 3 months. All right, this next item, I've got a couple personal items today. These next items are personal. I don't remember when I got these, but I've had them for quite a while. Are these tech decks. So there's 2 tech decks and a grip, a replacement grip. So really cool pieces. And yeah, so I didn't know, and that's just the replacement grip. I didn't know people still did anything with these anymore, but there's a big bunch of people who still play with tech decks, and they still sell them. I didn't really realize it was still a thing, but yeah, people are still into tech decks. So get everything wrapped up there. I've got a small box here. I'm just going to stuff them in. It's another like auto parts box that my dad scavenged for me from an auto parts place. boxes. I actually missed a message on that when they messaged me and said, hey, is everything included? And I saw the message and the sale at the same time, so they must have gone back and looked at the description and seen that they were in fact all there. So those sold for $18.67 plus shipping on sale. Next item, another personal item. These were my mother-in-law's. As we were cleaning stuff up around the house, we were all getting rid of stuff, and she decided she didn't want these anymore. So it's just a lot of, you know, little lunch boxes, very miniature type collectible deals. But had these four. I grouped them all together in a lot, and finally they did sell on the 25% off sale, and then somebody sent me an offer. So those sold for $14 plus shipping. Let's see. I think. What if I get them all in a little smaller box? Maybe. No, I don't think so. I don't know if I want to chance that. One of these shoe boxes. Let's see. This one. Oh, you know what? Am I doing that wrong? No, I'm not doing it wrong. It just does not want to open. There we go. Oh, I was doing it wrong. There we go. My dad's been getting me a lot of these boxes. They're pretty nice. Let's see. No, it's not going to work. And I'm not going to try to fit them so tight that it hurts them. So, not that one. But it looks like this one will be just fine. And test fit it. Oh yeah, we're good. So we'll get some paper in the bottom, we'll get some bubble wrap. You should ask your own CPA. I don't give tax advice, but I did hear this from a reseller and I started doing it personally. But whenever I'm selling personal items, I zero out the profit at the end. Once I get done with my shipping and all the fees, whatever it says I have left over in profit, I zero it out, because I'm not selling anything that's used for more than I paid for it. So I could go back and try to figure out how much it actually costs brand new and probably take a loss, but I'd rather just neutralize it and know that if anything, I'm erring on the side of you know, paying too much tax on the sale than not taking a loss on it. Okay, that's being silly. I have my fan going, it blows around my bubble wrap sometimes, or my stretch wrap. Okay, there's one. There's two. These other ones have shrink wrap on them, so I don't think it's as important to bubble wrap them, but I'm going to anyhow. If nothing else, for the appearance of more safety in packaging and a happier customer. that guy like that. There we go. All right. So all packed in there. Get some bubble wrap, put over the top. Perfect. The tape I use is the My Go-To tape from American Bubble Boy. It's a 3-inch wide tape. I love this tape. It's probably just as good as any other 3-inch tape, but most places, like if you walk into Walmart, you can't find 3-inch tape for sale. I know because I ran out of 3-inch tape and I went and they didn't have it. But I think it's a game changer. I was using my eBay store, like quarterly marketing credit or supplies credit, coupon I should say, to get the 2-inch eBay tape. The tape wasn't even that amazing, but the fact that it was 2-inch, I really wish they offered a 3-inch tape. So if eBay is watching, or somebody wants to send them an email, message, I don't know, 3-inch tape would be awesome. I'd probably use it again. Yeah, so we got this all packed up. No noise, which is great. All right, next item that sold is a super cool bank I picked up for $4 at a garage sale. It's a Hound bank. It is made in Japan. Has these little floppy ears. You put, I'm going to put it right here. I do have a battery in it. You pull the tail down, and the tongue, every once in a while it sticks. There we go. Oh, you gotta, there we go. So you do that, and then you put your quarter, nickel, whatever on there. It's pretty cool. Let's see if I can get him to... Gets a little wily. A little crazy. Pretty cool piece. I'm shipping it with the battery in it. I'm going to give him a battery with that one. Get some bubble wrap. Not a lot. I'm going to pack it in nice and tight in packing paper as well. So we'll get that one. I think I might pack this guy actually in one of these shoe boxes. These are great boxes my dad picks up at the phone company out by him. When they're installing new phones that come in those boxes, they throw a ton of them away in their recycle bin, and he picks them up. They're great boxes. They're expensive if you had to go buy them. But yeah, I've got tons of them. And I use them a lot. Really like them. Perfect. All right. Okay, good to go. I'm my shipping label right over the their product label there for the phone. All right, next item that sold. I sold one of these last week, full price. This one sold on the store offer, but it is a vintage. It's a Parker. It's their Jotter pen, which is their most iconic pen. This is an AT&T like promo pen. Really cool piece. Brand new in the box. Picked up 2 of them at an estate sale for $1 a piece. Sold this one for $18.67 plus shipping. Let's see here. This would be a pretty good box to send that pen in. Probably gonna... Oh, actually, you know what? I don't think... Oh, I'll fold it in. That's what I'll do. I'll fold it in. So, I'll wrap the pen up. Some bubble wrap. Perfect. Okay, got that right there. It's gonna weigh a few ounces. And then the last item is this Case Logic. This is a 60 count cassette carrier. Opens on both sides, 30 on this side, 30 on this side. Picked this up at an estate sale for $4. Found the perfect box here, another used box. Get some packing paper put all around it. And that one sold for $17.78 plus shipping. All right. Got that one all packed up. I'll be going right over this old label with my new label. One extra wrap of tape on it. Sorry, that's probably really screechy because my microphone's right up here, so I apologize if that's extra screechy. And that is everything that has sold this weekend. Had 14 orders. One of them was a pickup, so 13 orders shipping out. Now we'll get the scale up here. We'll start printing some shipping labels, writing some thank you notes, and getting ready for these guys to hit the post office tomorrow. There we go. All right, what color are we going to write our notes with this time? We're going to go purple, the color of royalty. And we'll go back and we'll just go in reverse order. And we'll get this guy first. I use eBay labels and I print them in my Munbyn, M-U-N-B-Y-N is the name of my printer. You'll see it in the link below. But it is a thermal printer that Bluetooths from my phone, and I just print the labels from their app. So this is going to St. Charles, Missouri. Driven through there. All right, 3 pounds, 3 ounces. Let's get some measurements. Update the Weights and dimensions. By 16, I had it right on the money. By 12, so far I'm good. I had it by 8, and it is by 8. This is the exact size box I already guessed. That's crazy. So it's $8. So they paid 8, I'm paying 8 for shipping. So I'm not making any money on this one. I'll make some money on some of these labels though. We'll talk about that. My thank you note is 99% of the time it is the same. It just says thank you for your purchase, enjoy. So it's pretty generic. I have a few comments, people, you know, they like it, but I just like to, slight personal touch whenever I'm shipping out an order. And I put a blank label on top of my boxes to get the most accurate weight. 3 ounces on that, that's that AT&T pen. I had 1 pound, so this is where I may be able to make a little bit of money. Okay, so we are 10 by 5 by 3. Yep. Buyer paid $8.19. I'm paying $4.60. Some people, I think, get bent out of shape about big difference in shipping label costs. But one thing you have to remember, whether you're a seller or a buyer, is, you know, whenever they hit buy, they're agreeing to pay the price shown on the screen, and they're okay with paying that. So feeling bad about charging them for an amount they were okay with paying just doesn't make sense to me. You know, this isn't a critical to life kind of deal here on this AT&T ink pen. Enjoy. One of the folks watching the video last week actually used to work for AT&T, and she said she has lots of AT&T swag. It'd be cool to see some of that. I like seeing vintage stuff from companies like that. All right, this is the dog coin bank here. Let's see what he weighs. Get shipping label. I know this is a 12 by 8 by 6. 1 pound 3 ounces. I had 2 pounds. I had a box size listed that was a little bigger. Huh, okay. Must be the distance it's going. It's the same price, even though it's less weight in a smaller box. It's going to Odessa, Texas. It's pretty kind of a little bit remote out in West Texas, but $6.53 is what the buyer is paying, and that is also what I paid. Those lunch boxes, I'm going to get those guys queued up. All right. Print. There we go. I didn't hit the button the right way. Now I've got the lunch boxes on here, the Western themed little collector's boxes. Let's see. item at 3 pounds 8 ounces or 2 pounds 12 ounces. Let's see if we can make a little bit of money on this one, maybe. I don't know. I had a 14 11 by 8 box on there. That's a 13 by 9 by 11. 13 by 9 by 11. Ah, yeah, buyer paid 8. I pay 7.16. So, pretty good. Get these motorcycle pants up here. So let's purchase the shipping label. Made 84 cents on that one. Not bad. Whenever you pay fees to sell on eBay, you're paying a fee for the item, selling on the item. You're paying a percentage fee on the shipping, and you're paying a percentage fee on the tax they're collecting. So making some money on your shipping labels isn't a bad thing, so you can help cover those costs. Maybe your shipping's lower and your product price is higher. It's all kind of a little bit of a shell game. You know, I know whenever I'm searching on eBay, I'm searching by total price, shipping and product price included. So, I mean, I know what I'm paying total. I assume most people do that, but I really don't know. Let's see. Those are the tech decks in here. We're going to do these pants real quick. So these guys are 1 pound 5 ounces. I do flat rate shipping on my clothing. So I did $9.99 on these. We'll see what they cost to ship. 1 pound 5 ounces. This is 11 by 8 by 4. I pay $7.67, buyer paid $9.99. We're making $2.32 on this pair of pants shipping them. Happy with that. On the shipping it anyhow. Let's see. Going to Indianapolis. All right, now we'll get these tech decks up here. Tech decks are coming in at 4 ounces with the label. So we're going to see here. Item 1 pound 8 ounces. That's okay. Let's see what the box size is. 9 by 5 by 3. Wow. So I'm paying $4.52. Buyer paid $8.50. So making about $4, $3.98 on this one. I like that. I do like that. All right. Fold this one over the top because there was a product sticker up there, so that'll work. Now we're going to ship these Z Cavarici jeans. Let's see here. Oh. Just make sure. Yeah, that's them. I have a lot of clothing, I'll leave the bags undone until I'm done, ready to ship them, so that I don't get them mixed up. Ship, you know, pants if somebody ordered a shirt or something like that. Let's see what we got here for weight. We're gonna get shipping label. 1 pound 2 ounces. I've got them in there at 2 pounds. These I think I might have done at actual shipping. Whenever I was getting back into clothing, I was doing a lot of stuff at actual weight, or trying, you know, guessing the weight. Yeah, I did that here. So I'm paying $7.36. They're paying $7.67. So still making 35. No, yeah, 31 cents on that one. Not bad. Not bad. Almost 5% more on the shipping. Then we got our Joe's jeans here. Up next. Getting close, 8:47. I got to be out of here in 13 minutes, and that means out of the gates. So I think I'm going to make it. 1 pound 4 ounce on the Joe's jeans. Shipping label. $11 by 8 by 3. $8.50, so I'm making $1.49 on these. I charge $9.99. They're paying $9.99. I paid $8.50. What happened here? Oh, say label. That's some bad handwriting on that one. I was going a little bit too quick. Alright, got that one good to go. What do we have next? Your item sold. Sold another 2 more of those depth gauges. Okay. I didn't put my store on time away mode yet. It's biting me a little bit. Alright, I'm going to have to hurry up on these. Get this stuff done and put my store on time away mode. Get shipping label. What are we at here? 7 ounces for the pair. And I'm at 12 by 6 by 2. Nope, I'm at 6 ounces. I'm at 6 ounces, okay. $4.74 for the shipping on 2. So let's pay attention at $4.74 for the pair. Okay, speed up a little bit. Got those already. The timer, shipping label. Six ounces, and that's in a 7 by 7 by 7. They paid $4.80. I'm paying $4.80. Those other two gauges, I gotta get those shipped as well. Hopefully I don't have any more orders come in. I say that. That's a horrible thing to say. But I guess I can get over here at 6 o'clock in the morning and hit anything else extra I have to. Alright. There. Boom. 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 Worst case scenario, it's not a big deal because all I do is I get a warning. Like, hey, you were supposed to not be here after 9 o'clock. I get a text message. I've had 2 of those in the past year, so I'm not too worried about it. I like to follow the rules, but, you know, every once in a while, when it's not something that's like hurting anybody, might not be the worst thing if I can just leave 2 minutes late. There's no fines or anything like that involved. So, alright, we got the book there at 9 ounces. So we got this other single depth gauge, chainsaw depth gauge here. Okay, so I had it 1 pound, 10 by 8 by 2. I had 10 by 8 by 4. I was close. They paid $5.40. I'm paying $5.41. They paid $6.36. So making about 90 cents on that one. Going to Clarksville, Tennessee. I've been there. Okay, got that one. Now we got the single depth gauge here. What is that? 4 ounces. 12 by 4 by 2, say $4.57. Yeah, so it's like pretty close to the same price to ship 2 as it was to ship 1. All right, $4.57 on that one. Okay, make sure got this one right. Shipping label, 3 pounds, 8 ounces. I had 6 pounds, so we'll see here. 16 by 10 by 13. I'm paying $13.31. Buyer paid $14.44, so making $1.13 on that one, on the shipping. Save, open. There we go. There we go. There we go. And print. think I was, there we go. My label's gonna go right there. And then we'll get these other depth gauges in here. Wrap them up, ship them out, and try to run out of here. 8:56. It's gonna be super, super close. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Ship these 6 ounces. Yep. 12 by 4 by 2. 474. Save the label, open it in the app, preview, print it, boom. Going to Fayetteville, Georgia. Don't know that I've been there. Been to Georgia. I don't think I've been to Fayetteville though. Alright, that is 14 orders, not 13, because that one snuck in there. So I appreciate you hanging out with me. If you're still here, I really appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions, please leave those in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you. And until next time, have a great day.